Turnbuckle covers and Texas death matches, unnecessary titles and too many factions, wrestlers struggling for things under rings. These are a few of my favorite things. When Jay eats, when Gunther chops, when Cody uses 3 crossroads, I simply remember my favorite things, and then wrestling makes me mad. Canadian destroyers and title eliminators, 7-star ratings and tope suicidas, matches getting out of hand before the bell rings. These are a few of my favorite things. The Cardys fan-voted awards, year-end wrestling highlights. I simply remember cards subject to change, and suddenly I'm not so sad. Bravo, bravo. Not sure who that was that performed that, but
I think everybody knows who performed that. Come on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to not just another episode of the Card Subject to Change, which it is. It is our 2024 Cardy Awards. You're in the right place for the year-end wrestling review show. We thought we'd spice it up a little bit with a little song and dance, minus the dance. We'll leave the dancing part to CZ next time. But before we get started here, I am your host, Never Wrong, Nick Bull. This is the Card Subject to Change podcast. We are the podcast for the fan, by the fan, for the fan. We're powered by Lopez Pizza. We're built by Durham Remodeling. We're colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo. And we're protected by Jared Zook of Country Financial. Of course, I am Never Wrong, Nick Bull. So happy for you to join us here for the 2024 Cardy Awards. I'd be remiss if I did not introduce my tag team partner. We are the co-champs of the For Frequency's Sake Network, defending tag champs. I'm glad that Ricky Lee likes that great intro. Maybe we can do something for the car show in May. Who knows? He is the one. He is the only. He is the wizard, CZ. Wiz, how you doing, buddy?
Man, I am excited. I want to let everybody know right up front, these are fan-voted awards that we are going to present. Nick and I have no idea, none, who the winners are. So that being said, I want to give a shout out to the For Frequency's Sake Tribal Chief, Mr. DJ Jarvis, for putting together the ballot with input from me and Nick, as well as tabulating the votes and putting together the graphics that we'll present here in just a minute. Now, Nick, that open was something special. I'm going to put this out to the world. If you enjoyed that open, leave a comment, because I want to petition everyone to make this happen. Next year, we need Nick to perform straight out of the Vinnie Mac playbook, Stand Back. And I will get any wrestler I can to be on instruments, the guitar, the horns. I will make whatever it takes happen if we can make this happen. So leave a comment if you want to see Nick perform Stand Back.
Yeah, let us know. I'd have to learn that one. I'd have to brush up on my dancing skills as well. But just like CZ said, we do not know the results of these. The accounting firm that tabulates all the votes has kept this from us so we can keep this show legit and be surprised as much as you guys are. So this is going to be exciting to see how the voting panned out. It's been a very good year of wrestling. 2024 just continues to kick it. I know as we record this, Saturday night's main event was last night. Another excellent show from WWE. We'll talk about that down the road somewhere. But just been a great year of wrestling so far. We're not done yet, as we have our Cardy Awards show going on right now. I'm excited to get this thing rolling. I don't know how you want to start it. If you want to introduce it,
well,
talk about it. That's totally up to you. I don't know. I don't care how we kick this thing off.
We're going to bring up the graphics. We're going to say, here we are with the 2024 Card Subject to Change year-end awards, the Cardys, if you will.
The Cardys, everybody. Hashtag the Cardys. Let us know where you're at. Let us know how you're watching and listening. we can give you a shout out here. This is the Cardys.
The Cardys. We need someone to do a lounge singer act to do an intro as well. So, again, thank you to DJ for putting the graphics together and putting this whole thing together for us. I have no idea what order the awards are in. There are 5 categories. Excuse me. We have Match of the Year, Moment of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, and then, of course, the Male and Female Wrestlers of the Year. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I was taking a drink and swallowing. Sounds like a full plate. We didn't want to bog everybody down with too many awards, but we wanted to hit the high points and felt that five categories would be fine. This is obviously not the Academy Awards show where we're going to be on here for 4 hours and giving away awards during the commercials and before the show. No, we wanted to do it all live. We wanted to do it all on the show. So each award had its own significance.
Yes. Let's see what we've got for the first category here. DJ starting off hot. We've got Moment of the Year starting things off. I'm excited. A few good moments from this year that I can remember distinctly.
Very momentous year. A lot of moments. So we're going to get to the nominees here.
All right. Nick, if you want to start off, read the first few, and I'll take the last few.
Absolutely. Your 2024 Cardy Award nominees for Moment of the Year. Cody Rhodes finishes the story at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, returns at SummerSlam. We get the cash-in from Damian Priest. Night 2 of WrestleMania. Exciting.
And, of course, rounding out the nominees, Bryan Danielson winning the AEW Championship. Jon Moxley's attempted murder on one American Dragon, said Bryan Danielson. And Sting's retirement side by side with his sons. All good nominees, all good choices. I'm excited, Nick. Let's talk a little bit. What is your pick on this? What do you think is going to show up here?
I mean, if I was voting, and I did vote, I voted on Rhodes finishing the story. They set this up a year before when he lost at WrestleMania. The reaction, all the fans were pissed off, thought they were going to see it happen. Then Cody goes on this impeccable run where he's going to finish the story. I feel that was probably the biggest moment, biggest culmination of things, if you will, in 2024. That's where I would lean. Don't get me wrong, the rest of these things were pretty big. I remember hooping and hollering when Priest cashed in. I remember Reigns coming back at SummerSlam and loving it. I remember when Danielson won the title. All these things, but for me, the one that sticks out is Cody Rhodes finishing the story.
And we agree on a lot of things. I tend to agree here. I think that was the pivotal moment of the year because of the year-long build that there was, losing his opportunity at WrestleMania 39 and then coming back even stronger at WrestleMania 40 to walk away with the championship. And it's time to announce here, the Cardy for Moment of the Year goes to, well, right on the money there.
Adrenaline in my bones. Cody wins the first Cardy Award.
something, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is your Moment of the Year for finishing his story at WrestleMania. I think it's hard to argue this. There were some good nominees there. But I think if you go back and really go through the events of 2024, we're in December. WrestleMania was in April. It seems so long ago. It's cold out now. It was nice out then. It's definitely the most memorable moment of the year, in my opinion. I think it set itself apart with the high stakes of it being over a year in the making, with it, of course, being on the biggest wrestling show of the year, and, of course, ending Roman Reigns' historic run. So all those things coming together, the celebration afterwards with the wrestlers, Triple H and Bruce Pritchard coming out and celebrating. I mean, I just think it just shows the importance of this moment. And hey, it's good to see that the fans kind of, were thinking along the same lines.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Nick, what do you think of his run with the title so far?
I know a lot of people are underwhelmed, and I'm not. I think it's been a strong run. I know some people were upset he wasn't on Survivor Series, that he got a pay-per-view off, but I don't think it was really needed. But we can say all we want that his run hasn't been that fulfilling, that his run hasn't done this, that his run hasn't done that. But the numbers don't lie. Sellouts everywhere. These pay-per-views are selling out faster than they ever have before. Okay. Doing great TV numbers. Everybody knows who Cody Rhodes is. So I don't think it's disappointing. I just think maybe there was a little bit of a letdown after he beat Roman. It's like, okay, now what? Now who are we going to face? And now he's in the heart. He's in a heated battle and a current storyline with Kevin Owens, which has kind of upped the physicality to the next level. So I'm fine with his run so far. After, he won it at WrestleMania, I didn't think he would lose it before the next WrestleMania. I just kind of felt that was the way they were going, the route they were going with how it went and how big of a story and how big of a journey it was for Cody. And it'd be stupid to take the belt off him within 3 or 4 months. So they've kept it on him. Maybe he has a hiccup here and loses it before Mania and before the road to WrestleMania kicks off. That remains to be seen. But I'm fine with his run so far.
Yeah, and I think you're right on par there. If
no, I'm never wrong.
Well, yeah, we know that, but no, I think if he had lost the belt any time before now, it would have felt after Roman's lengthy reign like they were trying to hotshot the title a little bit.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right.
All right. Next, we move on to the tag team of the year. I'm excited for this one. Nick, I'm going to just say up front, we had several write-ins for tag team of the year. We'll get to that in a moment.
I'll say this. I think of all the categories we had, this may have been the most wide open. There wasn't really a definitive tag team this year.
I agree.
There wasn't one that really had a stranglehold or a stronghold on 2024. There have been some decent tag team matches, some tag team debuts, some tag teams winning titles that we didn't think we'd see. All of that going on, but we just don't have that dominating team that's going to go out there and sweep the vote, I don't think. So I'm intrigued by this one because I'm a big tag team wrestling fan, but also just for the fact that this seemed to me the most wide open race when I saw the nominees and thought about the year in wrestling.
And I'll be honest, the write-ins were very accurately written in. We'll talk about that in a minute. Our nominees here, we're going to go the nominees for Tag Team of the Year. We had the Motor City Machine Guns, the now former WWE Tag Team Champions, having lost to DIY just a little bit ago. The New Bloodline, the Judgment Day, of course, that is JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Nick?
We have the Young Bucks. They had a very long run in AEW before dropping the belts to Private Party. We have Private Party on the list, who ended the Young Bucks' long streak. They are the current AEW Tag Champs. And we have the Gun Club. They were featured prominently in the first half of the year in the AEW Tag Team title chase. I think one of them, no, I don't think they're injured. They just haven't really been on TV.
Kind of par for the course for AEW to make someone hot and then sweep them under the rug for a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of is the par for the case. But we're not gonna rain on AEW's parade too much tonight. No.
Two nominees written in that I want to highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was just going to say, I know there's some write-in votes to get to. I know there's a team I'm thinking of that's not on this list that's had a decent second half of 2024. So I'm anxious to hear what you have to say.
And I think these two teams that I'm going to mention absolutely 100% deserve to be on this list. We only had so much room, though. We wanted to keep the nominees and the voting simple and not bog it down with too many choices. The first write-in is on the AEW side of things, a very prolifically throwback tag team that I absolutely love, and that is the Outrunners.
Okay.
I think that's a good choice to write in. I think they're very entertaining, and I'm anxious to see where they go. Perhaps we'll see them in this conversation again in a year from now, Nick.
We may. They've really started to get the fans behind them and get a following. They've been really big on the indies. I know they were at Dreamwave in the last year or two, but it's good to see them finally getting some run on AEW, particularly Collision, and I just hope it continues for them because it seems to be like they're hitting on all cylinders right now.
Absolutely. And then the other team is on the WWE side of things, but not from the main roster. I'm talking, of course, about Nathan Frazer and Axiom, better known as Fraxium, the current reigning defending NXT Tag Team Champions, and that is a well-deserved nomination as well. I feel like, honestly, looking back at the nominees, we kind of overlooked them a little bit. I think they should have been first ballot.
I think so too, and I like what they're doing. They've been teasing the breakup of Fraxium for quite some time by each guy going out and getting a match and not telling their opponent about it, but they seem to find a way to win. If you watch Deadline, Nathan Frazer was part of the Iron Survivor match and then came back out and helped Axiom defend the tag belts against the No Quarter Catch crew. And what a good match that was. Fraxium has definitely gotten some traction. And I hope a year from now they're on this list and we're still talking about them. I really do.
Yes.
I like what they do. They've had some electric matches in NXT this year. They're definitely the tag team of the year in NXT, without a doubt. And if you get a chance, go back and watch some of their stuff because it's been really good. And of course, Nathan Frazer trained at Black and Brave, so you got a rooting interest there if you're from the Quad Cities or from the Midwest.
Oh, for sure. I'll be honest. Of those 8, the 6 pictured and the 2 write-ins, I don't have a call. I don't know who to pick on this. I'll be honest. It's been a couple weeks since I voted, and I hate to say it, but my memory is not what it used to be, and I don't remember who I voted for. But Nick, who would your choice be going into this one?
You know, when I voted, I think I just Fraxium slipped my mind, so I didn't even have them. I voted, I believe, for the New Bloodline due to the fact of how they came in and just dominated, and we saw the arrival. The team that won was Tama and Jacob Fatu, but then Jacob Fatu gave his belt to Tonga Loa. So the way they came in and were dominant in the way they won it, I gave it to them and the way they've kind of been on top dominating. Yes, I know they've lost the belt since, but that's who I voted for. If I could turn back time, like Cher used to say, if I could find a way, I would have probably voted for Fraxium.
Yeah, I think I would have too. But let's see who gets the Cardy for Tag Team of the Year. Brrr. I went past.
What'd you do?
That's my fault. Oh, the Motor City Machine Guns steal this one. That's not unexpected, but that's a good pick. I don't want to say that.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with this pick because who would have thought the Motor City Machine Guns would be in WWE in 2024? This is a good pick. They've won gold everywhere else they went. I know a lot of people probably wanted them in WWE sooner, so they weren't older, but these guys can still go. Alex Shelley's a former TNA champion. Yes. Chris Sabin's the most decorated Ultimate X champion of all time. And the Motor City Machine Guns have been a constant in TNA. They weren't Ring of Honor. They've appeared in AEW. They're on the Indies. They're in Japan. Everybody knows who the Motor City Machine Guns are. I'm glad they got to keep their names. I'm glad they got to keep their team name. It's a great move and a big pickup by WWE this year in getting the Motor City Machine Guns.
100%. And just to kind of throw this out there, who would have thought that 2024, I didn't have on my bingo card that the Hardys would be TNA Tag Team Champions and Motor City Machine Gun would be WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. I mean, I didn't think the Hardys would still be holding tag gold in 2024, but here we are. Props to the Motor City Machine Guns. It's a good pick. I'm glad. I'm glad that the fans voted and got this, because this was probably the right team to pick.
I agree. Nick, let's take a quick time out. I know we've got 3 more categories, but we do have, as always, have to give some respect to the other shows on the network. And of course, we have to have our moment to focus, a little bit of moment of focus with JT Energy. Let's take a quick time out, and we'll be back in just a moment.
For frequency's sake, has you covered on all things sports. From the squared circle to the hardwood and the gridiron to the speedway, we've got something for everyone. Walk down the aisle with the boys from Card Subject to Change every Sunday as they take a deep dive into everything pro wrestling. Head on over to the hardwood with Doug Green and Watching the W each week for all the news from the WNBA. Want more insight from Pit Row? Check out the Green, White, and Checkered podcast, where they give their insight on everything happening on and off the track. Need your gambling fix? We've got you there. Dan Hancock and Gotham Gambling will help you cover the spread with the Golden Ticket Show. Football more your style? Explore the waters of NFL DFS with DFS Deep Dive with Brian Craighead and Jordan Kernan each week. More into the science portion of the game? The Professor John Bush and Dennis Michelson take you into their science lab and dissect your week in the data lab. Need to know who to start last minute? The network's flagship show, For Fantasy's Sake, is here in a pinch. The fellas come to you live every football Sunday from 10 to 11:30 Central with the week's best DFS, gambling, and lineup advice. And wrap up your Sundays with Joe Winkle and Nick Brinks as they come to you live with educated ignorance, looking at all the day's action. Not enough football on Sunday? Not a problem. Kick your feet up at lunch on Monday and slip into the football lounge with Mark and Dan while they look at the week that was in news, notes, and more. For frequency's sake, you know what we mean.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you for sticking with us. This is the Card Subject to Change podcast, the podcast by the fan, for the fan, powered by Lopez Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo, and of course protected by Jared Zook of Country Financial. We are going through our year-end awards, the Cardy Awards, but before we get back to the last 3 categories that we have, we need to take a moment to focus. Here is our good friend and collaborator, JT Energy.
Welcome to a moment of focus with the feline phenom, JT Energy. And this week, the boys at the Card Subject to Change podcast, well, they're presenting their own awards, the Cardys. And boy howdy, there better be an award for segment of the year, going to none other than JT Energy. Just like I should get that SCW Pro Performer of the Year for the 3rd time. Now, my friends, let's focus. Let's focus on seeing clearly. Make sure when you're looking at things, it's with clear vision. If it doesn't look right the first time, look away and give it a second try. Now, if you're Rip Studwell, maybe you're not seeing so clearly. But soon enough, my friend, you won't have to worry about seeing it all. This has been a moment of focus with the feline phenom, JT Energy.
And if you want to catch JT Energy, he will be live January 4th at the SCW Pro Prestige Rumble. He's taking on Rip Studwell, who's going to let his actions speak louder than words. We have asked for a response, and he has not been able to provide one, but that's okay. Hopefully, Rip will be able to. Hopefully, Rip will survive whatever JT has in store. But they are having a Wildcat Claw on a pole match.
I want to know how that differs from a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
Well, that is a fine question. We'll have to, next time we see Mr. JT Energy, ask him about that. Yeah, because I'm interested to see how that's going to differ as well. Oh, man. But yeah, welcome back to Card Subject to Change. Thank you again for sticking with us here on the podcast as we present our year-end awards. We will get back back into the awards here. Let's see what we've got next from what DJ put together for us. Okay. The Female Performer of the Year. This is another category that I think is wide open. I think there are several good choices. Of course,
I did until I sat down and looked at it, and I think there needs to be a clear-cut winner here, and I'm very excited to see where the fans vote. But go ahead. Let's go ahead and throw the nominees out there.
All right. The nominees are Toni Storm, Mariah May, and Jordan Grace. Nick?
Of course, we've got Rhea Ripley, who had such a wonderful 2023, and it carried over into 2024. We have Liv Morgan, the current WWE World Heavyweight Women's Heavyweight Champion. And then we have Nia Jax, the current WWE Women's Champion. Mm-hmm. So, a very good list here. Female wrestling is alive and well, and that's an excellent thing. 6 very deserving candidates here. 6 candidates who all had very good years. I'd argue maybe Rhea had a better year last year. That injury taking her out and having her forfeit the title really cut into her steam, I think.
Yes.
But we know that injuries do happen. Just women's wrestling is great right now. Look at the list here, and I've said it before on the show. The best women's division in wrestling right now is NXT, and there's none of those wrestlers on here. So it's a very, very well. It's a very deep field here for the top female performer of the year. I want to know who you voted for, and then I'll let you know who I voted for.
So this was a tough one for me, but I think that if I were giving the nod to anyone, it'd be Liv Morgan. I think she's had a tremendous year, great storytelling, fantastic matches, just all around excellence, in my opinion.
Ditto. I agree. She has taken the ball and run with it. She's got Dom by her side. She's part of the Judgment Day. If you watched Saturday night's main event here last night as we record this, we may have seen her most impressive win. She beat Io Sky clean as a sheet. May have been one of her better matches. She's really coming into her own. And I think what's been the best part about this Liv Morgan run is she's just gotten better. Her presence, cutting promos when they go to her. And it's this run of hers has made me interested in her matches. Before, I wasn't too into the Liv Morgan gimmick.
Right.
But now this seems to have lit a fire under her, throwing her in with Judgment Day, being breaking up Rhea and Dom. It was just natural. It went that way. And I did not see her turning out like this, and it's been extraordinary. I think she is definitely the MVP of women's wrestlers in this year, along with the MVP of women's wrestling in WWE.
And before we reveal the winner, I just want to give all of these ladies deserve to be here. I'm going to throw that out there for sure. I want to give a shout out to Jordan Grace, her year is coming. Her time is coming. She has really come into her own, and it's not going to be long before she's winning our year-end award for Female Performer of the Year, in my opinion.
I'm very interested to see. I think, Jordan Grace, her time is soon to be up in TNA. Where's she going to land? Nobody knows. Probably WWE. And look out at the matches that we're going to have if she comes over to that card.
You going to see that countdown in February?
Royal Rumble, February 1st. Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody? I mean, that might be the time. That might be the time. We shall see. God, that seems so far away. We got to get through Christmas yet and New Year. But man, Royal Rumble's February 1st. Man, it's going to be here before we know it.
Yes, it is. Well,
without any further ado, Booker man, let's see who the Cardy goes to for the Women's Wrestler of the Year.
Oh,
wow, Rhea Ripley. Hey, she definitely has an impact and a touch on the fans for sure. I thought her getting injured may have taken away from her run a little bit.
Yeah.
But a good thing came out of her injury is like Liv Morgan really kind of taken over. But Rhea's back. She's back with a vengeance. We've seen the stare down on Saturday night's main event with her and Liv Morgan. Is the collision course going to come back to those two? I don't know. We shall see. But Rhea, she's a star. She's an absolute star. We've talked about her on the show endlessly.
I believe this is the second year in a row she's won a Cardy from us.
Year in a row, top 5 or top 3 star in the company when she was on her run. Getting back to that now. She's impressive. She's great. She can't do much wrong, and it goes to show you here when she wins the second Cardy in as many years.
Absolutely. I'm excited, and I can't find fault with this. Would I have loved to see Liv come away with the win? Absolutely. But like I said before, none of those ladies did not deserve to be in that picture.
Well, for sure. Correct.
All right. So now I'm going to take a guess. I'm betting the next one is going to be the male performer of the year. Let's find out. Yes, it is. We're saving the match of the year for the final category. So we are here talking about the male performers of the year. And the nominees are as follows, Nick.
For top male performer, we have current WWE champion and finisher of his story, Cody Rhodes. We have current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, my favorite wrestler right now, Gunther. We have Drew McIntyre, who returned this past week on Raw and had an absolute banger of a match with Sami Zayn last night on Saturday night's main event.
And rounding out the list, we have Joe Hendry. I don't know about all of you, but I definitely believe in Joe Hendry. We have Swerve Strickland, and we have Will Ospreay. Will, by God, Ospreay. This is not a bad list either, Nick.
No, I mean, rewind back to the women's nominees, and I'll say about the same for the men. They're all deserving on here. I think there's a guy on here that set himself apart from everyone else, and I don't know if the fans are going to see it or not. Ricky Lee sees it. He says, yeah, right here. This guy had a tremendous year. Tremendous year with everything that he accomplished, with the matches he was in, with a potential match of the year with CM Punk, the Hell in a Cell. Phenomenal. That feud with him and Punk. Phenomenal. He was world heavyweight champion for nearly 5.5 minutes. Had that WrestleMania moment. So won a championship. I'll see. I mean, hey,
I don't mean to laugh. At
our buddy JT here. He says the same thing. It better be Drew. I don't think Drew's going to win it, but man, I would like to see him win it because I think he absolutely had the best year of all these guys in this category.
And I don't find any fault in what you're saying. I don't agree, but I think everything you say is 100% accurate.
Okay. That's
My
fine.
vote went to the person that I thought had the best matches, hands down, year round, through and through the entire year, and that is Will Ospreay.
Okay.
But I would be happy if any one of these gentlemen walked away with the Cardy. Drew, I think it would be between Drew and Will, but Yeah, not a bad list. Go back to the women. Can't find fault with any of them. I
No.
think this is fantastic.
I can honestly say I enjoyed multiple matches from all of these guys involved. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who win. We got strikers rooting for Gunther here. We got Drew. I'm excited to see who it is. I really am. This in the match of the year I was really excited for. And the Cardy for best male wrestler goes to
Bang.
Cody Rhodes. Wow. I'm not naysaying the vote, but I'm shocked with this outcome here. I thought Drew had a better year than Cody. I know Cody finished his story. I thought Drew had better matches than Cody. I thought Gunther has had a better run than Cody. But hey, the fans voted. I can't knock. I mean, Cody was in the moment of the year. Is this foreshadowing to the match of the year? CZ, we could get Cody Rhodes to win the trifecta. Would he be the first wrestler to win the Triple Crown of the Cardys?
He would indeed. He would indeed.
He would be. He's won male performer. He's won. He's been part of moment of the year. I know him and Roman are up for match of the year here in a little bit, but Cody Rhodes is having himself a night.
Yes, he is. Cody, if you tune in, we thank you for
your 2023 or the 2024 Cardys.
Oh, it's the 2024.
Oh man, we're gonna have to let Deej know about that one.
He's fired.
You're fired. No, Cody Rhodes. This is the 2024 Cardy Awards. We are the Card Subject to Change podcast, the podcast by the fan for the fan, powered by Low Price Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo, and protected by Jared Zook Country Financial. Cody Rhodes, your top male performer for the 2024 Cardys. What do you think, CZ?
Can I add to what you were saying when you were gushing over Drew McIntyre?
Absolutely.
I think he's had a better story this year. Cody may have finished his story at WrestleMania, but the story told between Punk and Drew is, in my opinion, the best storyline this year, hands down.
I know. I agree. Hey, props to Cody for winning. The fans have spoken. We are a fan-driven based show. We don't know the results of this coming in. We, of course, vote on it. We have our guys that we're rooting for and stuff. But JT Energy says here, adrenaline in my soul. Cardy for Cody Rhodes.
You win. I was trying to go. Oh man, this is great. We've got one more category tonight, and I'm super excited. We've got the match of the year, and I think this could go a lot of ways. I really do. I think this could go a lot of ways. I'm excited to see where we go from here. I'm excited to see. Let's take a look at the nominees for match of the year. We have Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk at Hell in a Cell. We have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Night 2. We, of course, have the Rhodes and Rollins against Reigns and The Rock from WrestleMania Night 1. Nick?
We have from Dynasty back in, I believe, April. That was Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. Absolute classic they put on. We have another entry. Well, we've got 3 entries from Will Ospreay. Here is the second one. Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland. That was at Forbidden Door. Everyone and their dog thought Ospreay was walking out the heavyweight champion that night. Did they not?
Oh, 100%. I think they did.
And our final match of the year nominee is the aforementioned Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita at Revolution. An excellent match. Takeshita is my favorite guy to watch over on AEW, and these guys absolutely brought it. So 6 very deserving matches in a year that we had a lot of good matches. I think we probably could have put this list out to 10 matches
Yeah.
And all 10 you would have been like, yeah, I'm thinking of a match right now that didn't even make it. And I believe it was Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
That wasn't even on the list. And that was an excellent match. So that 2024 gave us a lot of good matches. A lot of good matches. Now, I think there's one or two that are above the rest of these.
Yep.
But I'm really interested to see what the fans thought. And I'm talking about Ospreay Danielson, and I'm talking about Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
Those are my 1 and 2, and I'm not going to say which order they're in.
Yeah, it depends on the day of the week for me. It really does. I'll tell you. I'll just say something brief about all these matches, if I may. Well, I mean, it's half of my show. I'm going to go ahead and see what I want. No, I'm just kidding. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Hell in a Cell. It's the match of the year in WWE. I'm going to just going to say that. We had Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at night 2 of WrestleMania. I mean, we knew it was going to be an absolute organized shit show, being in tribal warfare. But the match before all the shenanigans start, and even with the shenanigans, was fun. It was fun.
All put together.
The tag team match the night before between Rhodes and Rollins against The Rock and Roman Reigns. I mean, The Rock is unbelievable. The Rock was so impressive in that match. I mean, what a show. I mean, what a year of matches. 2024 was so good. And as I sit here and revel in these matches, I think to myself, I don't know how 2025 is going to be better. But you know what? We're going to have just as many matches next year, if not more, just with the amount of the product, the athleticism. I mean, look at people that were not even wrestling this year that would be part of these conversations. Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was up for match of the year, I think, last year with him and Ospreay, and they won, I believe, on the Cardys for match of the year. Was that the winner last year? Was Ospreay and Omega?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I mean, Becky Lynch has been gone a lot of this year. Charlotte Flair has been gone a lot this year. There are just people left and right that were gone, but other people stepped up, and we've seen bigger stars now, and we're going to see Bryan Danielson. You know, he's retired now from a full-time active wrestler. We're not going to see his matches anymore, so someone's got to step up. But I love the discussion over here. If you're watching around live or watching along live, or you go back and watch later, I mean, everybody's got something different here.
Yeah.
Ricky Lee says Drew and Punk. Jared Thumb, Drew and Punk, Hell in a Cell. Travis, JT Energy with Cody versus Roman night 2. So, hey, there's a lot to choose from here. Give me some of your thoughts on some of these matches here.
Well, obviously, I agree with you on Drew and Punk at Hell in a Cell is WWE's match of the year, hands down. If it doesn't win the Cardy, then it's a very close second, in my opinion. I loved all these matches. Honestly, Danielson and Ospreay, I thought that when it happened, I didn't think anything could beat it. And I'm very torn as to whether I want Drew and Punk to beat it or not, because they were just so that damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Ospreay is on this list for a reason, 3 times. So are Cody and Roman. They are on this list for a reason multiple times. Drew and Punk, if they had more matches that were as good as Hell in a Cell, and I'm not taking away from, was it their SummerSlam match was the first match between them, the Four Corners match, correct?
I believe so.
I'm not taking away from that. That was a great match in his own right and could be on this list. But there are reasons these matches were what made the list. They are all fantastic, and the people in them are just tremendous superstars.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This is the big one, partner. This is you watch anytime you sit down and watch a show, more so a pay-per-view or premium live event, you're going to get a match of the year candidate. I mean, it's hard on TV with commercial breaks and stuff. It really is. So most of the time you're looking at these bigger shows, as your matches of the year. So this is exciting. This is like opening the big present at the end of the year. This is the award you want to be in. This is the award, the highest award we give out. We don't do star ratings like Uncle Dave does over at the Wrestling Observer newsletter. We don't.
Well, stars, I can throw stars out all day, but I don't.
Throw stars all day. But at the end of the day, you know what the match of the year is. Hey, before we reveal it here, Stryker had one. Another amazing match. Cornboy and Manders 2. They fought twice this year, and I know it's like splitting hairs which one you think is better, 1 or 2. I'm with you on that one, Stryker. I thought Cornboy Manders 2 was the better one of the two, and definitely could be up for match of the year as well. Excellent match in and of itself.
And just for our friends here who are local in the Quad Cities, if you have not voted for SCW Pro's year-end awards, you can do that over on their Facebook page, SCW Pro. Always, I voted multiple times for our friend and collaborator JT Energy. I pressed that button several times. I'm not going to say how many. I don't want to give away my secrets, but yeah, Cornboy and Manders put on two fantastic matches. That second one, in my opinion, way better than the first, but not way better, but not by much.
I'm ready, partner. I'm ready for the announcement here.
Yeah, let's see what it is. The winner of the 2024 Cardy Match of the Year.
Wow!
Yes!
Yes! Yes! This is excellent.
I love it.
I love it too, because this is why anybody who comes, this is why your boy Never Wrong doesn't gamble on things. Okay. Maybe a friendly wager of dinner here, maybe a lunch here, but this is why I don't bet on things, because this may have been the sentimental favorite to win. I honestly thought Ospreay and Danielson was going to win the match of the year. Both these matches are great. Both of them are. I'm just, wow. I don't care about the voting breakdown of the other ones. I want to know what the voting breakdown was on this. I really do. What a match of the year. In fact, I think everybody should go and watch CM Punk Drew McIntyre from Bad Blood. Are we 2 months ago now? Is that 2 months ago? Was it October?
October. If you have not seen this match yet, crawl out from under the rock you're hiding under, go to Peacock and put on Bad Blood from 2024 and watch this match. It's the opener, and it is the best match of the show, in my opinion. And obviously, as the fans of Card Subject to Change voted, it's the best match of the year.
Hey, you beat me to the point. This was the opener of the show. This was the opener. And it was amazing. Of course, it was the blow off to their feud that had been going on for quite some time. Both these guys were great. Both these guys were great in this. I'll always remember Drew getting the top of his head hacked open by that toolbox, 16 staples. That's what I'll always remember, the physicality of this match, what it took out of both men. And the Cardys don't lie. We like to think we have our fingerprints on the pulse of what wrestling fans like, what wrestling fans want to talk about, discuss our viewpoints. Wow. You talk about having your fingers on the this is surprising to me. If Cody Rhodes, of course, gets his chance at a Triple Crown taken away. But yeah, coming out of this, I would say this was I'm kind of shocked that it won Match of the Year and that it got voted on. It. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it. I'm glad it won. I'm shocked that it won.
I will say this. How I feel about the Attitude Era, WWE and all of that. That's where my heart lies a lot of times with the presentation, the matches and everything. This gave me a feel like we were back there for one night, for one match, just with the way the story was told, the way they both just were gushing blood and all over the place. I love that this won the match of the year.
I do too. That's what the Cardys are about. We honestly don't know. We do not know who the winners were. We were seeing them for the first time with you guys, so I think it adds to the allure and the excitement of it all. I just want to thank each and every one of you, not only for listening and following and liking the show, but for those that voted in the Cardy Awards. It means a lot. We're just a little startup here. This is our second year doing the Cardys. When we get into 2025, we'll be approaching our third year doing this. We'll be looking at our third year into doing this. So as much as this has evolved and it's been a lot of fun come on, we get to do our own award show. I mean, that's so cool. And we don't know the winners. I think it's so cool. And I want to thank everyone who has followed along, who has been with us so far on the journey. If you're just joining, we're glad you're here. And, let's hope the wrestling is better in 2025, because 2024 was an excellent year.
Yes.
If 2025 is better, man, we're in good shape. We're going to get some more good matches. And I cannot wait for that first big match of 2025 and putting it on the list and seeing where it ends up at the end of the year. Thank you to everybody that participated in this. Thank you to my partner, Wizard, man. This is great. Couldn't do it without you. And,
I agree. I feel the same way about you, man.
We're having a great time here. We just had our own award show, man. It's a blast, and the friends you make along the way become like family, and that's what it's all about. I'm looking forward to what 2025 brings, and not only for the show, but just for professional wrestling, of course.
Nick, I want to point out, we've had our good friend Ricky Lee joining us for this episode. He's putting us on the spot. He wants at least you, I don't know how good I'd be, but wants one of us, if not both of us, to sing the national anthem at the car show this year. He's putting us on the spot, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've sung it once, and it was because I was doing PA for a football game, and the girl that sang it kind of froze and forgot the words and paused, and I seen her kind of just melt right before my eyes. So I just grabbed the mic and finished the song. So I've never sang the whole anthem, so to speak, live. But
I think you should do it.
We'll see. We'll talk about it, Ricky. You know how to get a hold of me. Your people get a hold of my people, and I'll see if the numbers are right. You know what I mean?
Now, Ricky, I'm going to respectfully decline. The reason being, not that I wouldn't want to do it, I would be honored. However, there's a reason that I am no longer ring announcing. I don't think my throat would be able to handle me singing that long. I'd be coughing and hacking and just have a sore throat during the song, and nobody wants that. I don't want to be disrespectful to the national anthem.
Get a hold of me, Ricky. We'll talk. We could probably cut a deal or something.
So, Nick, I want to send that sentiment that you did out to everybody who's watching tonight, or everybody who's listening after the fact. If you are new to Card Subject to Change, thank you for coming along for the ride. If you've been here from the start, we appreciate you. I just want to give a shout out to our Facebook page, and we are 19 followers away from hitting that 900 mark. Now, I'd love to hit that 1K mark by the end of the year, but if we don't, we don't. 19 followers. If you follow us on Facebook and you have any friends that are wrestling fans, go to our page, hit those 3 dots, and invite your friends to join the party here at Card Subject to Change, because we love having more interaction and having more fans new to the show. That being said, if you are also following us on YouTube, share out our page there. We have a small following on YouTube. We'd like to grow that as well. But always appreciate everyone being a part of Card Subject to Change. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to Nick that we have such great friends and fans following the show.
Amen.
Nick, do you have any final thoughts for tonight?
I don't have any final thoughts. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun going in, not knowing anything. We had some great content to review, some great banter on here as well from the people watching live. Had a lot of fun tonight. And, We have We have the kick out coming up middle of the week.
Kick out in the middle of the week.
And we'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel, right? For the card subject to change next week.
Yeah, and we've already talked about what we're doing next week.
Yes,
so I'll remind everybody, it is the card subject to change ugly sweater party, for lack of a better term. We are calling it December. We try not to remember. We'll be reviewing King of the Ring 1995. Oh, man.
Yes, I want – actually, we don't give homework on here much. We're going to start giving homework out in 2025. We're going to start talking about stuff we've been watching and matches that we think that you guys would like, or maybe you've already seen, and it can be – you guys can give us matches, too, to possibly watch. We want to try something new in 2025. But I'm telling you this, here's your homework assignment, man. This one sucks. This is like giving homework, a bunch of homework right before the weekend, and it's due Monday. It is a struggle. King of the Ring 95, folks. If we got to sit through it, I think you guys should too. I know our friend JT Energy will be he was following along. He hooked us up with it. When it landed on that, I'm like, oh no, this is like the worst of the worst. Like, man, this is going to be really bad. I hope you guys all out there like Savio Vega, man, because you get a heavy dosage of Savio Vega and King of the Ring 95. So it's just a little taste. So if you guys want to do what we're doing, follow along. We're not going to watch it live, but we will talk about it here in a week. Go ahead and watch King of the Ring 95 this week. If you go anywhere on the internet, Wikipedia, Google, anything, it is widely considered WWE's worst pay-per-view.
Besides December to Dismember.
Besides December to Dismember, which we watched last year. So King of the Ring 95 is your homework. That is next week's episode. In closing here, we are the Card Subject to Change podcast. We're the podcast by the fan for the fan. We are powered by Lopez Pizza. We are built by Durham Remodeling, colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo, and protected by Jared Zuka Country Financial. I'm never wrong, Nick Bull. That's my co-host, the Wizard CZ. You got anything else, buddy?
No, man. We will see you next week here on Card Subject to Change, and look for the kick out right in the middle of the week. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.